Hello everyone, welcome to Sensible Fitness. My name is Ashish, and in today's video we're going to talk about 5 points of failure. In today's video we're going to look at 5 very common points where people either give up or quit the gym, why that happens and how you can avoid it. The first point is usually after a workout or after a couple of workouts. Many people when they start are very enthusiastic, and that enthusiasm drives them to perform and sort of overperform, either be it in the gym or whatever fitness slash physical activity you pick. They slightly overperform because of their enthusiasm. And what happens is, like, they often have a certain image in their head of how their fitness journey will be, and it just doesn't turn out to be like the ideal scenario that they have built up in their head. Or more commonly, especially when it comes to the gym workouts, what usually happens is the day after the workout you are in incredible pain, your body is very sore, and that just sort of causes them to sort of go like, well, gym workouts aren't for me, I'm going to quit. Now, these pains, this soreness is known as DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. And it happens because you are moving your muscle under load. That is, you are lifting heavier weights which your muscles are not used to. Now, there isn't any way to sort of mitigate it 100% as such because, well, your muscles just haven't been used to moving under a heavier load. So the first time you actually go to a gym or try any sort of physical activity, you will have some form of DOMS. But what you can do is have a good warm-up before the physical activity, and more importantly, stretch properly after the physical activity. Of course, have enough food, more importantly, have enough sleep after the workout to ensure that your muscles do recover properly. Now, the second point of failure is usually few weeks in, right? So you've gotten past the initial point of pain and now you are regularly having to go to the gym. Now, again, because of enthusiasm and because of the image that they would have built up in their heads, people will quickly realize that the actual scenario of going to the gym and maybe losing fat or building muscle isn't that easy, and more importantly isn't that quick. I've talked in other videos, for example, how much fat can you lose in a week, as to how slow fat loss actually is. And similarly, I've talked about how slow building muscle actually is in real life. And it's usually around the 2 to 3 week period where people realize that just going to the gym once and lifting weights, doing 2 sets or 3 sets of bicep curls won't give you massive biceps. And it's usually at this point where their ideal image of going to the gym and just having their dream body sort of gets shattered, and the reality that they will have to put in a lot of effort and a lot of, quite frankly, repetitive effort as well, that slowly chips away at their enthusiasm and makes going to the gym a lot more difficult. Now, of course, one of the big reasons this happens is because any kind of changes for fat loss and for muscle building will obviously involve changes to your lifestyle. And most people here sort of overcorrect and just try to have only vegetables, only healthy foods, quote unquote healthy foods. And the main solution here is to do something that you enjoy. So for example, if you don't like lifting weights, fine, just pick an activity you enjoy. If it's Zumba, cool, do that. If it's yoga, do that. Right? Pick an activity that you enjoy. Similarly, in your nutrition, don't just cut out foods that you enjoy. Maybe reduce the amount you're eating it by, or else just maybe take the changes a bit slowly. Maybe just change up your breakfast. Have a more quote-unquote healthier breakfast, whereas you could just have your normal lunch and your normal dinner. Basically, make the process as enjoyable, as comfortable, and as convenient as possible for you, which will, of course, make this process a bit more fun. The second solution to this is to actually go with a group, maybe with a friend, or else maybe just join a group activity, maybe a group that keeps you accountable. Something like that, because going in a group obviously makes it a lot easier to sort of stick to your goals. And, if you are going with a group, your group members or your teammates can sort of, keep you accountable. They can basically be checking up on you, making sure that you do go to the gym or the Zumba class or yoga class or, whatever. The third point is when you're several months in. Now, you've gone past the initial point of pain. You've gone past the initial bit where, you have to change your mindset from sitting around, lazing around to a mindset where you're actually looking forward to working out. But as stated in the previous point, fat loss or muscle building is a very, very slow journey. And it's almost inevitable that you will feel tired and you will feel bored. And that's usually what happens, because when you're going at it for like several months and you still don't have your dream body, because here's the thing, right? The Instagram body or the athlete's body is very difficult to actually get. It'll take several years of effort. And of course, the second part of this is that most people don't realize how long a year actually is. I mean, just take 2020, so much happened this year that we don't even realize is in this year. The Australian wildfires happened this year. Kobe Bryant died this year. And all of that just feels so long away, but it actually happened this year. So a year is very, very, very long. And yeah, basically what happens is when you keep on working out for several months, going through this very, very repetitive process can become boring. It's a bit more difficult in this phase as, there really isn't a solution that will sort of, magically make it go away. And really the only solution at this point is to just keep on going. Even if you don't feel like doing it, just to keep on going. And a great way to do that here is to just have a plan. Sort of take out your mental side of it. Just have a plan that you commit to, and you just keep on going no matter what. Instead of building your workouts for the day or thinking what you'll have for that day, just have a plan. Like for this week, I'm going to have these meals, or for this week, I'm going to have this workout. And when you do have a plan, you sort of take out your mental side out of it, which of course makes it a lot easier. And a part of that, making the plan is to also make it a habit. So, for example, just work out at one point in a day. For example, let's say you work out only at the evenings. Now, each and every time that it does get to the evening, let's say around 5:30, you will mentally sort of become prepared for workouts. Like if you keep around, working out at different times, then you will have to sort of motivate yourself. Whereas if you consistently work out at the same time, right, every time it gets close to that time, let's say it gets to 4:30 or 5, you will mentally sort of start preparing yourself, going, right, 5:30 is my workout time, let me change it to my gym clothes. And yeah, you will basically get mentally and physically prepared to work out, because you work out at the exact same time every day, and it has almost become a habit. Sort of like how you get up and immediately go and brush your teeth. And one other potential solution that could help is to find other sources of motivation. My own example here, I really like music. I basically have a podcast about music. So I really like music, but I would almost never find the time to listen to music. However, I would be spending around 60 to 80 minutes in the gym, and it would basically be me working out while listening to the gym's music, which I didn't really like. So the gym time actually became, the time where I would listen to new albums, where I would listen to podcasts, and I would listen to music, right? So on those few days where I didn't feel like working out, I would still go to the gym because, I had a new album that I wanted to listen to, or I had a podcast that I really wanted to listen to. So these, even though they had nothing to do with fitness, they sort of became my source of motivation to go to the gym and to work out. It's, because I wanted to listen to music and listen to podcasts. So that could be a solution as well. The fourth point of failure is when you get injured. Now, injury is almost inevitable. I don't care how careful you are, and you could be exceedingly careful and you could be extremely lucky and you might get away with it and not get injured, but it's almost inevitable that you will get injured. When you do get injured, this habit of fitness that you built up, it just gets broken. You can't go and work out at the same time every day. You can't do the same sort of exercises, and all those habits you built up sort of get broken, and it's again becomes more difficult to sort of, get back into the same rhythm, get back into your habit after the injury. Now, a simple solution for injuries really is to try and train around it. Now, I've talked about my weak wrist before. I got an injury in my wrist, and so I couldn't do almost anything with my hand. I basically couldn't train my biceps, triceps, chest, or back. So what my workouts mainly involved was just, me going for a jog, or, me cycling for the most part, and doing workouts around my lower body. So doing hip thrusts, maybe doing leg extensions and curls. Those were basically my workouts at the time, because I couldn't do any workout involving my hands because of my wrist injury. So find a way to train around your injury. so that you don't break your habit of going to your fitness center and working out. That is, of course, a way to sort of get over your injuries and stop your injuries from causing you to quit your fitness goals. And of course, the fifth main factor of failure is the other factors that could happen in life. Maybe you have changed jobs and you've just moved to a new place. Maybe you have family commitments. Maybe you have work commitments, or maybe there's a global worldwide pandemic that just closes down your gym and you can't work out anymore. Life does throw situations that can cause people to sort of stop working out, stop being fit. I mean, I personally know several friends who now, because of course the gyms have been closed, they've sort of stopped working out properly, and they haven't worked out in months. Now, the only solution to that is, very similar to the previous point, is to try and train around it. For example, let's take the pandemic. Now, obviously, in the gym, you have access to all sorts of weights, so you have more options to work out. And you may not exactly have that in the gym, so you may need to also alter your goals. For example, if your goal was, to build lots of muscle, if your goal was hypertrophy, pre-pandemic, when you were going to the gym, you would obviously have all the equipment around, you would have all the weights, and it would be slightly easier to sort of achieve the goal. Whereas if you're working from home because of the pandemic, or if you have to quit the gym because of other factors such as your job or your family, you do not have access to that equipment, and you may not have the time to sort of give to a workout focused on hypertrophy or building muscle. Now, in that case, you may need to change your goals and instead just focus on doing 20 to 30 minutes workouts just to stop your muscles from atrophying, and to just keep your general fitness up to a decent level. So again, changing up your goals and changing up your training to sort of fit the amount of time you will actually have to be able to train is a way to sort of get around this. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe. Please do click the bell icon to be notified every time a new video drops. If you have any doubts, comments, questions, topic ideas on which you would like me to make a full-fledged video like this one, please do leave it in the comment section down below. Please do also follow the channel on all of our other social media platforms as well. If you're interested in conversations about music, please do follow the Basic Trouble podcast as well. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.